KOR Sports here with the legendary John David Jackson. Here, man, at the Hopkins versus Smith Jr. press conference. You were the first one to tell me, well, in the interview that we did before, you had mentioned to me that you were actually going to be with Hopkins camp this time, right after Sergey. Yeah. How's it been being back in camp with him?
Well, first of all, let me say I'm not legendary yet. I appreciate that. Hopefully one day I might get that reach that status. Camp's been great. This is Bernard's last fight, and I'm glad to be a part of it. It's historical for him, and I'm just glad to be part of that. I think if he does the things that he needs to do and the things that he's been doing in camp, he should be victorious come Saturday night.
What was it like when you first got that phone call from him saying, you know what, man, I want you in my camp for the last one?
Well, we had been talking about it for the last about 4 months. I didn't know when he was going to fight. He didn't know when his date was going to be locked down, but we've been talking, going back and forth. And it was something that I really wanted to do because, Bernard was my chief sparring partner when I was champion. Then, we fought, and then I trained him for a few fights. So we've had a long history. I want to say 27 years, almost 20 years together. So for me, it's a pleasure to go out, with him on his last fight. And, I just truly enjoyed it. For me, it's a pat on my back that the job that I've been doing in boxing is good because, I helped Bernard early in his career with, certain styles, fighting southpaws. It didn't work to my advantage when I fought him, which is sad to say, but. It's a pleasure for me to be with him this last go-around because, like I said, the history that we've had together and the fighter that he's become compared to the fighter that he was in the beginning. He's grown by leaps and bounds, and he's truly a master boxer now.
You guys are like almost the same age, right?
Yeah, I'm 2 years older.
Right. How amazing is it that he's 51, going to be 52 in a month, and the man's still fighting, and not only just fighting, whoever, the guy's fighting maybe the top 4 or 5 guy in the division?
Well, that speaks volumes for Bernard because he could have picked anybody. He could have picked a lower, lesser guy and beat him easily and went out and blaze the glory his way. But no, he said, listen, I want to go out the way I want to go out. I'm going to find a tough guy. I want to prove that I deserve to be here. And you can't knock him because, Joe Smith, well, he may not be well known. He's definitely strong and he's definitely dangerous.
Definitely need to talk to you about, about 3 weeks ago, Kovalev versus Ward. I know, kind of now the dust has settled and everything. Kind of, what are your thoughts now?
Well, Sergey still won the fight. I had a 9-3, 8-4 at best for Sergey. The first 6 rounds he dominated. Second half of the fight, Ward came on a little bit. Nothing great, but he won a few rounds and he made the last half of the fight interesting. But he didn't win the fight. So I'm not happy with the decision, but you have to accept what you have to accept. It wasn't Ward's fault. He's a fighter. He didn't judge the fight. He just fought the fight. So I'm not blaming him and knocking him or his corner because they did what they're supposed to do. They got ready for the fight. It's just there was a bad fit judging, and unfortunately that's boxing.
You guys had the rematch clause set up. Kathy Duva said she was going to put in the paperwork right away. What's the latest with all that?
Well, from what I've been hearing rumors of Ward talking about retirement, or maybe early retirement. Not early, just retirement. I don't know. Hopefully, if there's one fight left in him, take it with Sergey. It's not a fight that I think he really wants. Because some people have said how Ward would have he had the advantage in the rematch. Not really. There's not much more he can learn. There's not much more he can do in the rematch. He fought a good fight here. Not much we can really do. And Sergey, on the other hand, there's certain things that Sergey can do differently to make the fight even more and more convincing for him to win this time. So it's give and take. I don't know what Ward's going to do. I would love for the rematch to happen, but if not, hey, Ward, do what you need to do.
I was actually going to ask you about that. Ward's come out and said that, now that he's got to look at him once, that it'll be easier the second time around, that, he's 32 years old, he can't, change anything. What are your thoughts about that?
He said, well, Sergey can't change anything? Is that what he meant?
Yeah.
Sergey can change a lot. Just there's certain things that Sergey didn't do that he should have done, they worked on, that if he does in this rematch, it's going to make it an easier fight for him. And now that Ward tasted Sergey's power, if you recall, the knockdown wasn't solid. He didn't flush. It kind of nicked him a little bit. So if he can drop him with a punch that didn't land solid, what's going to happen when he's in with a solid shot? It's an interesting fight. The rematch should be made. Hopefully it is, and they both can do their thing.